winning against Real Sociedad will be key to save the season. If we lose that game, I don't think we have any chance whatsoever. Obviously, not to enter Europe, but also to make all this season any sort of success. Although Amorim also said that uh, winning the Europa League is not the most important thing to him now. He wants to see the process working. Which is all well and good to say to the media, but I feel the fans long for trophies, the fans long for wins, and I don't know if you know this, but against the game against Arsenal, the fans are protest like they are planned a protest.
Yeah,
They are going to be protesting for the rise in ticket prices. To see this team, the way they're performing right now with the rising ticket prices, I'd protest too. And
yeah.
I think Amorim also has said it is the fans' right to protest, and the only thing in his control would be to how the team plays, and
Yeah.
he'll make sure that the team plays well.
Yeah, I think they're talking about wearing black to the game, having a protest outside the stadium before that. So yeah, hopefully the message falls on the right ears and there is something that is being done about it. But which is where a challenge for us might lie as a team is this team is not able to take the pressure of playing at Old Trafford in the last
Yeah.
few games. What we have on the screen is our performance in the last 10 home games and we have lost to the likes of Forest, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Fulham. All the teams who have half decent, who have been half decent in the Premier League so far, we have lost against them at home. Who we have won against are Ipswich, Leicester,
Yeah.
and Southampton, which are
Southampton.
the three teams which most likely will get relegated. And not like we
Yeah.
have won comfortably against them.
Yeah.
Southampton, we were losing till the 80th minute. It was an Ahmad hat trick late on. Leicester, we were losing. It was an offside Harry Maguire headed goal which got us through in the FA Cup. Ipswich, we were down 10 men. We were down, and it was only that header in the second half and a bit of a resilient performance
Mm.
that
Yeah.
held us on and we went through. And apart from that was that win against Rangers that we had in the Europa League. So it's not been easy. And to face Arsenal at the weekend will be tough, and then Real Sociedad, which probably is our biggest game at this point in time. Not just only for the reason that you pointed out in terms of season being remotely successful or not, just the interest in the season as well, right? We are just in second week of March next week. And if
Mm.
we lose that game, we are out of everything consequential. We don't have anything to look forward to as a team. There's entire of April left, half of March left, May left. I mean, we might as well just go to July and hopefully something happens in the transfer window for
Mm.
us, right? So it becomes a very, very important game. Talking about that, and let's look at both the games together. What do you think will be the mix of the team like for these two games? Do you expect rotation? This question was asked to Amorim as well. He said we don't really have players for rotation, but what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think we have the tools for rotation. The only rotation that will be rightly done would be, I think, Dorgo is unavailable for the Arsenal game,
Yeah,
and Chido is unavailable for the Sociedad game.
yeah,
So those are the two places where I'm expecting Hoyland to start the other game, and obviously Dalo and Mazurai to start this game. Other than that, I think we will be trying to play our best teams for both the matches, whatever that is on this day.
yeah,
Uh, Amorim did mention about injuries. We have a few key players in Mount, Ahmad, Shaw, who
yeah,
might turn up before the end of the season. But again, these are not expected in the next couple of games.
yeah.
Same for Ugarte, correct?
Ugarte as well, he didn't clearly mention. He said he should be back before end of season, but I don't think he mentioned if he'll be back for the next tie against Sociedad. It seems difficult from the comments he made, and I would agree with the rotation around Dorgo and Hoyland that you pointed out. But do you think Chido Obi Martin, is ready to start that too against Arsenal, his former club, probably one of the better teams in the Premier League? Do you think it's too big an occasion for him to start that game, or should come on as a sub?
I I think he has the personality to start, and I think he'll make a good story. Uh, if it is too early for him to start, no, I don't think so because he's already started for Manchester United. Yes, Arsenal are a different animal, but
He has played few minutes. He hasn't had a start yet. So
he hasn't had a start. But the fact that he is 17, 18 years old has made good plaudits for the younger reserve teams and done well there. And the fact that Hoyland isn't in the best of his form. This is how reserves come up. This is how youth has come up historically in the United States. It was a time when a lot of injuries were there during Louis van Gaal's time when Rashford came into the game. It was also an Arsenal game, if you remember. He scored a couple of goals. He scored against Midtjylland
yeah,
two goals. So this is circumstances like this when a star is born. So I'd hope to see Chido Obi Martin start this game. Also for the fact that don't expect these players to be in the best of their form if they have to play a Thursday Sunday games.
yeah.
And you rightly mentioned that the Sociedad games is the more important game between the two.
I agree. I agree. I think from what I've read about Amorim in the past, he might be a little protective of the youth, especially for somebody like Chidobe Martin, who can prove to be a very important player in the future. You wouldn't want to dent their confidence if at all there was a remote possibility. Probably comes on for 30-35 minutes, maybe. I think comes on at 55th minute is what my sense is, but you never know. Maybe Amorim uses this, and it could be a great story if he were to start against Arsenal, score against them. And we have seen some of his comments on social media when the youth team won against Arsenal. So I think he definitely will have that fire under his belly to probably grab a goal for us. So that could be a good story. The only other thing that I was thinking for the Sociedad game is maybe Collier starting with Casemiro in the center and Bruno being pushed
Mhm,
forward for a little more creativity, a little more attacking impetus, because that is what we've been lacking. Uh,
mhm,
for two reasons primarily. One, Sociedad are more of a technical side than a pacey or a physical side, which typically the Premier League teams are. So, which is where Casemiro struggles a little bit. But we saw it in the first leg. Casemiro probably for the last few months had one of his better games, and he does well in that sort of a scenario where the opposition is not that pacey. And I think
mhm,
so. Casemiro can be trusted to protect the midfield. Collier will have the legs in him now. I think it will be some 10-12 days since he's been back. He got a few minutes in the last one, probably gets a few minutes against Arsenal. So probably a Collier and Casemiro pivot with Bruno forward and Zirkzee and Hoyland and Garnacho coming in as an impact sub 60th minute or later to create
mhm.
is probably some kind of a system that I am thinking of, which probably we could play in that game.
Mm, I'm not 100% confident on Casemiro starting unless and until we really have to, unless and until everyone
But in
in that
absence of
number six is.
Ugarte and Menu, who else will start?
I think it's a good system that we have created of Zirkzee and Garnacho playing in those number 10 positions and Bruno pulling the strings from the number 6, number 8 roles because Bruno has the intelligence to go forward and go back
So are you
depending on the
suggesting
situation of
Bruno
the game.
starts with Collier? Because we either have Collier or Casemiro starting that game.
Yeah, like we saw Bruno and Casemiro do a good number against Sociedad, but I wouldn't want to push Casemiro too much at this point of time. I believe Collier will be a good. Collier has the legs. Collier has the humility of playing against Arsenal. I think he'll be on them. I think the pressure that we have to create against the midfield to get the ball around the midfield, Collier will have the legs to do that job.
Yeah, probably. I think it will be intriguing. I am not too sure about how we play in the Arsenal game, but I'm really looking forward to the Sociedad one. I think this team needs to put everything on the line there and win that one. Before we end this, predictions for the next two games.
Hmm. Draw against Arsenal, win against Sociedad.
Yeah.
with
I
Højlund getting in the goals again.
Yeah, I think I had something similar on mind. I don't have too high expectations from Arsenal. I just want to see a little bit of a performance and a fight from this team, whoever is on the pitch. But yeah, a draw would be a decent result against this Arsenal team, but Sociedad, we have to win. So I would say the same, I guess. Cool. So this has been good
Great.
one. I think we will join you soon for the other part. Thanks for joining in. As always, this is our perch. Let's knock him off. Until next time, stay united.